Hi, this is Joseph. This is an update on some of the trades we've been taking over the past few days. Today is December 13th, 2012, and what we are looking at right now is the euro dollar. This is the 1 hour time frame, but I want to take you back to the beginning of the week, and we started off the week with an HL30. Now again, we're looking at the 1 hour time frame, but there was an HL30 right when the week started off on Monday. Let's take you back to that. And that was here on the euro dollar. Remember, the HL30 is a technique that we use the 30-minute time frame. So here was our bounce off of support here. We got in at approximately 1.2904. We're looking for a 20-point target. We use a 20-point stop. And then if it reaches that first target, which was 1.2924, we then look for another 20 pips as the second target. So you'll notice that it hit the first target here on this strong candle. Again, this is the 30-minute time frame. We use the HL30 on the 30-minute time frame. Here's the final target, 1.2944. So if you were to trade two lots, which is what I recommend when you use this technique, you would get in here at 1.2904, take your first profits here. That's 20 pips approximately. Now I'm not including the spread because everybody uses a different broker and everybody's going to see a different spread. So here's the first target, approximately 20, and then here's the final target, approximately another 20 more points. So from the entry to the final target was a total of 40 pips, but you earned 20 pips on the first target. So this resulted in the total profit of 60 pips on this trade, again not incorporating the pip spread. After that, I also waited for another trade which developed on Tuesday, and here we got a continuation signal candle. Now on the continuation breakout trades, which is basically a trade that identifies consolidation. So here we had a spike low on Friday and then a spike high, and then everything sort of moved sideways. This was the range of consolidation that I was using here, this high and this low here. Here was my continuation signal candle. Now on that continuation signal candle, I use a 3 pip entry, and I'm using approximately a 55 pip target on this trade. So with the entry of 1.2965, here was our final target, 1.3020. So you can see how many hours it took for that one to pay off. Now we're going to quickly move to the pound dollar, and I'll show you what we did there. Here was a trade that developed, this continuation trade here. So this developed on Monday. Here was that range of consolidation again. This is the pound dollar. This is the 1 hour time frame. Here's that spike high. Here's that low from Friday. Everything sort of moves sideways, and then we get that breakout candle right here. So this is the 1 hour time frame. Our entry was 1.6045, and we're looking for a 60 pip target in this case. So you'll notice that we had to wait for this spike up, which didn't really hit that final target, and then it pulled back. We had to sit through this pullback and this sort of sideways moving action here during the rollover period, and then it finally spiked back up and then hit our final target. This resulted in a total profit of 60 pips. So far I showed you 3 trades. The HL30 on the euro dollar, that resulted in 60 pips. Then the continuation trade that developed shortly after that on the euro dollar, that resulted in 55 pips. And here we earned 60 pips on the pound dollar on this continuation trade. And then we took some trades here on the euro yen. Let's move to the euro yen. Now the euro yen, we traded the euro yen and the pound yen because we sort of used that dollar yen as confirmation. Whatever was having an impact on the yen was helping these trades here on these cross pairs. So here was our euro yen trade. This is the 1 hour time frame. Again, this is the continuation trade. Here's that low and that spike high on Friday. Everything moved sideways after the market opened on Monday. Here's Tuesday, and finally on Tuesday we get that breakout, that continuation breakout signal candle. This gave us an entry of 106.95. Now when we trade this on the euro yen, we're looking for a 100 to 150 pip target. The way I recommend trading it, of course, again, is 2 lots on every trade. We scale out at the first 100 pips. This was at 107.97. That was approximately 100 pips. And then we take it for another 50 pips, resulting in a total of 150 pips from the entry to the final target on that second lot. So you close the first lot here for 100 pips at 97. You close the second lot here at 108.45. The result here was a total of 250 pips. You're using 2 lots. You take the first profits at 100 points. You take the second lot and close it at 150 pips, which was the entry to the final target. That resulted in a total profit here with 2 lots of 250 pips. And then we did the same thing here with the pound yen. This is the pound yen. Here was that spike high, here's that low on Friday, everything moves sideways, here's Monday's price action, and then we get that continuation signal candle here. The same thing set up on Tuesday. Our entry was 132.69. The way we trade this one is a little bit different than the euro yen. The pound yen can move a lot further than the euro yen can, so we're looking at a 250 final pip target. But we do close the first lot at 150 pips. So with an entry of 132.69, we closed our first lot here. This resulted in 150 pips on that first lot, and then we closed the second lot just a few hours ago at 135.20. So from the entry to the final target at 135.20, that was a total profit of 250 pips approximately. Now between those 2 lots, scaling out at those 2 different locations, we earned a total profit of 400 pips on this currency pair. So our total profit with all of the trades that I've shown you so far today is 825 pips. That doesn't include the spread. Very simple, very easy. Market's been moving really well. There are a few other trades that we took, one on the Australian dollar, one on the dollar Canadian, and you can learn how to do exactly what I've shown you here in the Learn Forex Trading in 30 Days ebook and video course. Now those videos are going to walk you through just exactly the way I walked you through today with these videos, but in much more depth and greater detail, breaking down exactly how to use these trades, exactly when not to use them, and how to set up your charts. All of the details are available with an extensive video library. Click the add to cart button and you can be trading just like this next week. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you did really well this week. This has been a really profitable week for everybody.